Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Dom Mafia Live, powered by BetUS. We will get to BetUS here in a second. Damn, guys, yesterday I was live for 6 hours, all right? So I promise you I will not be live again for 6 hours. However, we have a little bit to talk about today. The Bills are about to be playing the Colts here on Sunday. Have an injury report that we should be getting a little later this afternoon. I'm going to save that for my later stream. But really the biggest question so far is that, Dan, why didn't the Buffalo Bills, why didn't they end up making a move at the trade deadline? Of course, I see a lot of the traditional doomers coming in and saying, oh, man, he never wants to make moves to put this team over the cliff. I'll tell you what, as much as I know that it's frustrating that Brandon Beane regularly, he gets on the podium and he says, you know what, I like our guys, right? I'll tell you what, I honestly was convinced from the beginning, maybe there was a point or maybe there was a part of me that really wanted us to get Clowney, for example, or really a big bodied defensive tackle that could help us out with run defense, most notably. At the end of the day, I hate to sound like Brandon Beane right now. I really hate to sound like Brandon Beane, but I like our guys too. I really, really do. Some breaking news this morning, as I'm sure you guys ended up seeing, we did end up signing defensive tackle Quentin Johnson. All right. He is a journeyman in the NFL. Quentin Jefferson. He's a journeyman. He's been on the Buffalo Bills before. And that is precisely what Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott's DNA calls for, right? They like familiarity, where we saw that post from Jordan Phillips yesterday as well, where he said, let's run it back right in the Bills uniform. Right now, I haven't seen any reports that he is officially back. I'm assuming that was him just attempting to manifest the Buffalo Bills to sign him again, perhaps. But we do have Jefferson back for some quality depth. Have Dwayne Carter, right now, on the IR. Have Smoot on the IR. I genuinely believe that this was a smart move for depth purposes. Don't think that he's going to be our starter. He's going to save anything for any particular reason. But at the exact same time, love the familiarity. I really, really do. Guys, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see Lamar Jackson in the chat. My guy right over here. I see La K in the chat coming on in, man. My Ravens guy was in here. He was hanging out with me yesterday. He said Trey White was a solid pickup for the Baltimore Ravens. And listen, I'll tell you what, I loved Trey White when he was with the Buffalo Bill. And you know what? I am rooting for him. I genuinely am. Until, of course, we face each other again during the playoffs. That is when he's just going to be the enemy. But I mean, really, as far as Trey White, man, I'm really hoping that he will be able to bounce back from his injuries. It's not looking good, but maybe we can just hope for his sake that he just didn't benefit going to a team that had an offensive-minded head coach, that didn't really have a good defensive-minded guy that could really get the most out of him. Maybe Baltimore knows how to use him a bit more, and he can show flashes of what he used to be. That is potentially what we are looking for right now. But, guys, shout out to everybody in the chat. Sound off. Let me know where you were tuning in from, what team you were representing. Typical roll call, baby. Go on ahead and sound off. Let me know where you were tuning into, guys. We have a lot to cover today. Largely Q&A. We're going to be looking at the current roster. We're going to be looking at trending Bills news around the NFL. Excuse me. So much. Sound off right now. Let me know where you were tuning in from. Let's make it happen. We have Lamar Jackson himself in the chat. What's going on? What's going on, my dude? Hope all is well. Best of luck against the Cincinnati Bengals coming up on Thursday. We have DJP. We could have traded Mike Williams instead of releasing him. He asked for a trade from Beane. We could have traded Mike Williams instead of releasing him. He asked for a trade. So I will tell you what, I highly doubt that any team was willing to send over draft capital for him. And to be completely honest with you, he was never a starter in this league. Was really just a rotational guy that had a couple of picks here and there and just so happened to be on Super Bowl teams and have 2 Super Bowl rings. Here's the thing. I genuinely believe that Beane did whatever he could to attempt to get some sort of capital from the guy, but at the end of the day, he just couldn't convince anybody to send any money over. Trust me, I can promise you that Brandon Beane at least attempted to get that done. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Lamar Jackson, what is up? Long Island, New York, Buffalo Bills is in the chat. We have Ontario, New York. Guys, keep on going with this roll call. Let me know. And newbies, Let me know if you are in here as well. Please introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know. Fulton, New York is in the chat. Bills fan from Hayes, Kansas. What's going on, Josh Johnson? Hope all is well. Sending Bills hate from Bradenton, Florida. Joe Rist, man. See, I'll tell you what, man. My friend Joe Rist, I feel like we're friends at this point. He has to be the most delusional Dolphins fan I've ever met in my entire life, but I absolutely love him for it. And that's a massive accomplishment, especially since I know TD Finstock. Most delusional Dolphins fan I've ever met in my entire life, Joe Rist, good friend of the channel. What is going on? Nobody circles the wagons like my Buffalo Bills. Therese Teo is coming in. Bill signed DT, Jordan Phillips, and Quentin Jefferson. Hold on. Listen, I have to go on ahead and make this happen. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Bills have signed. Hey, look, you are absolutely correct, Therese. Guys, keep on going with that roll call. I was incorrect. It was absolutely true. Bills signed Quentin Jefferson and Jordan Phillips to the 53-man roster. No surprise after some struggles against the run. The team now has 6 defensive tackles on the 53-man roster, along with rookie Dwayne Carter on IR, who they hope will return at some point. Okay, here's the deal. Who is going to be the odd man out? Looks like Eli Ankou will no longer be elevated over to the 53-man roster. So certainly something that we can see right there. We have Josh Allen MVP year. I feel it. Josh Johnson's coming in. He's feeling himself right now. Bills fan from Buffalo, New York. Morning, Dano. How you doing? Who did the Bills sign, Dan? WIT. What's going on, man? How you doing? So I will tell you what. This team ended up bringing over some familiarity. We ended up signing 2 defensive tackles that just so happened to be on this team in the past, and that is Jefferson, and that is also Jordan Phillips, right? Say what you want about these guys. They were journeymen. They were rotational guys. But Phillips, if you guys remember, absolute terror when it comes into run defense, specifically up the middle. Like those north-south runners, very good at run D. Same thing with Quentin Jefferson. So maybe we're going to be using them more on a rotational basis based off of more like run-heavy sort of teams. So something to look at right now, man. We're going to have to see. Dan, I CC'd you on a recent tweet of mine. It is technically Bills-related and a bit of a mind blow. Okay, let's check this out, dude. Chew on this one for a bit. It was the death of this great man that set events in motion that would lead America down the path to be rescued from the brink. Ralph Wilson Jr. Okay.
In 2014, Donald Trump wanted to purchase the Buffalo Bills. And when he wanted to purchase the Buffalo Bills, is before he ever decided to run for president, Donald Trump called yours truly. That would be me. And he said that he wanted to purchase the Buffalo Bills. And I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, if those owners screw me over, and I'm just using the FCC allowable version because he didn't say it like that, but I'm paraphrasing. He said, if they screw me over, he said, I'm going to show them. I'm going to get them all back. I'm going to run for president of the United States.
Dude. Oh, my God. And the Wilson family should thank me. And the Pagulas overpaid for the Buffalo Bills. Because of me, Donald Trump, because of me, the Pagulas paid way too much money. Far too much money. I wouldn't have paid them a dime. I would have just ended up getting it. I promise you that. Oh, my God. Hysterical. Anyway, folks, guys, shout out to everybody in the chat. 248 of you are in here right now. 120 on YouTube, 122 on X. Now, one thing that I do want to do, I have to remind you guys, okay? I am so close. I am so close right now to 30,000 subscribers. I am so close to 30,000. We have 29,988 people. We have 29,988 people have subscribed to this channel. I have a genuine feeling. Folks, that we are going to cross 30,000 on this stream today. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend that you do so. Because even if you didn't, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bribe you. Because I've been doing giveaways each and every single week. I just gave away a Josh Allen rookie card. I just ended up giving a signed Keon Coleman helmet a couple of days ago. Well, actually, a few weeks ago. I have given away a signed Keon Coleman helmet. I have given away a signed Keon Coleman mini helmet. And this week, I am giving away a James Cook signed jersey. James Cook signed jersey could be yours, folks. Signed, ready to go. If you want to be able to be a part of this and be a part of this potential conversation right here, guys, be a part of this contest, have to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel to make that happen. So go on ahead, subscribe, make it happen, and make yourself a free pristine auction account in case that you want to get in on the action. Now, I do want to do a favor, guys, and I want to go on ahead and point out a couple of things. This show is sponsored by BetUS. BetUS is the #1 sports book in the face of the planet. Cannot convince me otherwise. Now, they have all of the lines ready to go for the NFL where it stands right now, where the Buffalo Bills are lined up against the Indianapolis Colts, -4 favorites as the away team. Okay, guys? Get this. Right now, BetUS is currently matching 150% of your first deposit all the way up to $2,000, 125% of your second and your third deposits, as long as you use code YouTube150. Absolutely insane. Definitely go check out BetUS, best sportsbook on the face of the planet. Let's make this happen. Oh my God, we have Jordan Phillips back in the building, folks. He's back in the building. We have Jordan Phillips. We have Quentin Jefferson, defensive tackles for this team. What does this specifically mean for the squad? Look at that. Dude, what are y'all saying? No, Micah Hyde, I am sad, but also happy he gets the rest with all he did for us fans. He deserves it. Just subscribe, Jeff Teixeira. What is going on, man? How you doing, man? How you doing? Oh, no, dude. We have 9 left. We have 9 people left to subscribe to the channel. Let's get this done. Let's go on ahead and surpass 30K. I genuinely think that we can do it. Super Bowl or bust, we are all in, Rodman. I mean, look, I'm sitting here, and I'm really not sure if you guys follow some advanced analytics, but I do want to go on ahead and show you a couple of things. Oh my God, we have Patrick Mahomes in the chat rolling in. Got it. We have Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson currently fighting in the chat, folks. We have Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes in the chat right now, absolutely going at each other's throats, which is absolutely insane. But anyway, so one thing I kind of want to show you guys, like, listen, I am not like a crazy X's and O's guys, but I do really, really like seeing some of these advanced analytics showing exactly what you can see from a team based off of EPA, etc. This guy right here ended up putting out, his name is Computer Cowboy. I highly recommend you give this guy a follow. He really paints quite a few things. So this is right here. It's week 9 NFL tiers, and this is based off of defensive EPA, which is expected points per average, and offensive EPA per play. This right here, meaning that the Baltimore Ravens and Washington Commanders, where it stands right now, are the best offensive team in football. Basically, best offensive team in football as far as expected points on average. But then you see the Buffalo Bills, because look at this. They are right above defensive EPA per play, and then the offensive EPA per play. What this means right here, folks, is that the Buffalo Bills, where it stands, is the most efficient all-around football team based off of the first half of the season, meaning that we are the most complete according to advanced analytics. Something to be very encouraged about, okay? And then I also want to take a look. Here's some other things. Offensive series results have the Washington Commanders at #1. Okay. Huge first down percentage at 69%, but there's Buffalo at 64%. So we're top 5 in overall offensive series. And Buffalo has a 13% for touchdown metrics, which is crazy. Same thing with punts. So we are top 5 in offensive series results. That is something we like to look at right here, folks, right? Next up is series conversion rates. As far as defensive series, as far as offensive series, we are right here with all of the elite teams, right? Have Washington, have the Ravens, have Buffalo, have the Chiefs, basically neck and neck at this point. It's just the Chiefs are playing a bit more defensive ball better than us at that point, but it's really not that crazy. Rushing and passing efficiency on early downs, look at that. That's some pretty damn good company to be a part of, wouldn't you say? Buffalo Bills and Lions are right here, and the Baltimore Ravens are just in a complete league of their own at this point. But Lions who regularly, I would say this entire NFL media glazes the hell out of the Detroit Lions. And honestly, they are deserved. It is deservedly so because they have been playing well. But the Buffalo Bills, as far as offensive rushing and passing offensive efficiency, neck and neck with the Detroit Lions. This is something to be strongly encouraged by, ladies and gentlemen. And it gets better. It gets better. QB grade and efficiency, a now healthy Herbert making a push back to the top. We have Josh Allen right here as far as his offensive grade and then EPA per play. So he's right over here. He's still doing his thing. Top graded. But this is really what gets my dick hard. And I'm sorry, ladies, for that inappropriate joke, but this really gets my dick hard right here. Pass protection ratings composite. The Buffalo Bills, right now where it stands, this Buffalo Bills team has the 4th best offensive line when it comes into pass protection. Largely goes to the fact why Josh Allen is the least sacked quarterback in the league. Once you combine the fact that this dude can also extend the play with his legs, move around in the pocket, completely avoid sacks, and how well our offensive line has been doing, this is absolutely insane. This is really, really good stuff. And I'm going on a long tangent here because somebody asked me a question. Is this Super Bowl or bust for the Buffalo Bills? And I'm going to get there, but I think you're understanding the trend that I am getting ready for you guys. Run block and pass block composites right over here. Absolutely quality. We are in the good column right in there. Run block and pass block, one of the best offensive lines. We are looking at some of the best offensive lines in football right here. Okay. Same thing with rushing yards over expected. Where's our guy right here? We have James Cook. Have some Jared Goff. And last but not least, betting market conference and Super Bowl odds. We have the Buffalo Bills as the 4th most likely team to win the Super Bowl based off of where it's at. You have the Kansas City Chiefs, the Lions, Ravens, and then the Buffalo Bills. So there are 4 teams right now that are consistently in the conversation if they end up figuring things out. So what makes this ideal here is that, yes, you damn well believe at this point that this year is a Super Bowl or bust for the Buffalo Bills. We are playing way too well. Our offensive line is playing too solid. Shakir is having a hell of a season. He's the most slept on wide receiver in the NFL. Cannot convince me otherwise of that. Yes, we have Keon Coleman. We're waiting on any sort of report we can get from Keon Coleman. I'm going to start making sure that I dig into the information here shortly. Have Amari Cooper, solid run game, great offensive line with Josh Allen is going on ahead, and he is playing top-level football. So when you ask me this question, are the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl or bust this year? 110% based off of the first half of this season. We are completely exceeding expectations after everyone thought that we were going to have a down year based off of so many things. We're going to see backup RWB. How dumb are the people of Buffalo? I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that was about. I wasn't necessarily sure where that came from. Shakir is a dog. He certainly is. I got hurt playing y'all dirty bums. Okay, we have Shakir, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes in the chat chirping at each other. So we're going to have to see. We are going to have to see. Guys, 310 of you watching right now, 163 of you rocking with me today on YouTube, 147 of you on X. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't had an opportunity of doing so right now. I have a feeling that we're going to pass 30,000. So, oh, my God. 7 more. Folks, we need 7 more people to subscribe to this YouTube channel, in order for me to break 30,000 subscribers on this stream right now. There's 317 of you watching. I guarantee you that there are 7 of you that have not subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 30K, man. We have a lot to unpack on today's episode. I can't wait for the injury report to come out. For the love of God, what the hell is going on with Keon Coleman? Is Amari Cooper going to be okay? Damn. And the injury report's going to be absolutely nuts, man. We're going to have to see. We have Donnie Foster saying, our defense will let us down in the playoffs like they do every single year. If we end up staying healthy in the playoffs, I feel a hell of a lot better. So Lamar is in here stirring the pot. He's pretending like Derrick Henry isn't carrying the Ravens right now. Dan, and so how do you feel about Trey White trade we made yesterday? So what's going on, man? First off, I definitely appreciate you coming on in. He was riding with me for all 6 hours of my dude was riding with me all 6 hours of my trade deadline 6-hour stream. It was absolutely insane. So listen, I love Trey White. When he was with the Buffalo Bills, he was a dog. He's one of my favorite Bills of all time. He did end up going through 2 pretty significant leg injuries, and when he ended up going over to LA, he just wasn't very good. And he didn't look the same. And rightfully so. I mean, he just ended up coming off of 2 serious leg injuries. But I think there could still be hope that he was paired up. So he was paired up with an offensive-minded head coach like Sean McVay, where the entire defense was not doing well whatsoever. And now you end up adding him to a Ravens defense that is historically good. I understand that they have been having their struggles earlier in the season, but they have shown flashes. I think that they will end up cleaning it up. I think you could get the best out of him. I don't think that I would throw him out there as a starter, but God forbid that somebody were to get hurt on both of the perimeters. I do think that you would be able to get away. Let's just say that I think that he still does have some gas left in the tank. I think he just needs to be in the correct system. And I don't think that LA was. And I mean, and so what do y'all give for him? Like a 6th or a 7th round pick? I mean, yeah, dude, that's a steal. Come on. Great move right there. Check Lamar's stats before you talk. Y'all lost 35-10. I don't want to hear Josh Allen had no weapons. Lamar won an MVP with 3rd string wide receivers. We have a lot of Ravens fans in here. What's going on, Ravens fans? How you doing? Hope all is well. Hi to Milano. Back after the bye. I still am pretty much under the impression that Micah Hyde will be added to this roster. It's just a matter of when. Because with Mike Edwards being gone, right now we have one less safety on top of that. Maybe Sean McDermott is starting to get a little bit more faith. Maybe he's starting to get a little bit more faith in Cole Bishop, especially after getting burned by Nico Collins. But I'm not entirely sure that that is going to be the case. We have Edward coming in the chat. I am curious about some of the players that were cut yesterday. Ken/Will. They helped the Bills. Edward, what's going on, man? So I think we're talking about the 2 recent additions. So we did add Quentin Jefferson, and we also ended up adding Jordan Phillips. And the short answer is yes. And so do I think that they are going to be absolutely impactful starters, 70 to 80% of the snaps? No, but I do think that they will be solid rotational guys. They have familiarity with the Sean McDermott defense. Both of them are very good at stopping the run as well. That was one of their, I would say, very few redeeming factors. Problem is that both of them just tend to have an issue staying healthy, but a solid addition. Listen, right now we are a Chili's 3 for me family. We couldn't afford bringing in over a Jeffrey Simmons, for example. So if you can't afford bringing in crazy talent, the next best move you can do is bringing in talent that is familiar with your system. Long time ago, Phillips ended up having a career season with us. A lot of players that Sean McDermott has had his grasp on have had their best times in Buffalo. And then when they end up going to a different team, they are just quite frankly never the same. For example, look at Dotson, right? Maybe Dane Jackson as well. I understand that he was hurt right over in Carolina for a tad. But I think that if anybody can get the most out of Phillips and Quentin Jefferson, it's going to be Sean McDermott. So something to think about. I did not know about those ads. Thanks. Hope all is well down in Florida. Thank you, Edward. I really appreciate that, man. Things are good. It's still 80 degrees. It's a tad of an overcast right now, but it's nice because the sun's been baking for far too long. So Lamar is a top 5/10 player in the NFL, but he's not the best player on his team. We have Turner. I don't think that there's a huge need for Hyde. We still have Luis Seen and Kareem Jackson on the practice squad. Mojo Chop 777. What do you mean you don't want to hear Allen has no weapons? That was the whole narrative going into the season. Now that they are 7-2, he has weapons. You Ravens fans are something else. Oh, man, dude. Listen. 36 touchdowns was most in 2019. I thought you had to use your arm to throw for touchdowns. I'm just saying. Any word on the Coleman injury? Videsh, I really hope that that's the case. He's back. He's back with the winter coat out practicing in Buffalo, folks. Let's make this happen. All right, guys. Oh, my God, guys. Listen, we have 6 more people. 6 more people need to subscribe in order for me to cross 30,000 subs on this stream. Can we do, guys? 6 more people. There's 339 of you watching me right now. 186 on YouTube, 152 on X. I know that we can get this done. I know that we can get this done, guys. 6 more people. Let's cross 30,000 on this stream. I know that we can do it. 29,994. Give me 30K. Get it done, folks. I'm doing giveaways. You know you want to be a part of them. Make it happen. Let's get to 30K. I know that we can get it done. Welcome to the party. So Lamar is just getting the weapons that he deserves. Welcome to Lamar's world. We have Sydney coming in. We just picked up Jordan Phillips and Quentin Jefferson. We certainly did. That was breaking news that started the stream today. And I'll be completely honest with you. This was nothing more than just, all right, listen, this was nothing more than a familiarity ad. And I like it because we just don't have money to bring in the Jeffrey Simmons of the world or the Sebastian Joseph Days, or maybe the Tennessee Titans weren't interested in that. I've seen a lot of people talk about Mike Edwards too. And people were just like, oh my God, why didn't we just trade Mike Edwards? Guys, hate to break it to you, but I guarantee you that Brandon Beane tried. Unfortunately, nobody was willing to pay the price for a guy who was a backup safety on every single team he's played for. He started only half of the games that he was eligible of starting. He certainly tried, but we couldn't even get a 7th-round pick for the dude, right? And when people are just like, oh my God, like we could have packaged him in for Simmons, for example. Don't know if Tennessee would have went for that. You know what I'm saying? Don't know if he would have ended up going after that. What are your overall thoughts looking forward? I have Deng coming in. All right, listen, man, here are my thoughts. I honestly think that we have no excuse not to be super. All right, listen. I'm trying to stay realistic, and I'm trying not to come off as delusional. I'm really, really not. So I'm not going to say Super Bowl, but I am going to say this. If the Buffalo Bills do not, at the very, very least, make the AFC Championship, if we do not, at the very least, make the AFC Championship, then I'm going to consider it a failure. Some of us are probably coming out here and saying that if we don't make the Super Bowl, then we would consider it to be a failure. I wouldn't go that far because we had over $30 million in dead cap from Stephon Diggs this year alone, right? Next year, we're going to have a lot of money to spend in free agency. Well, I mean, maybe not a lot, but a hell of a lot more. And then also we have a shit ton of draft picks. But where I'm standing, and Bills Mafia, certainly do me a favor and let me know your thoughts on this. What's your basement floor expectations? What threshold do the Bills need to cross in order for you to say, okay, this is a successful season? And what threshold do they not need to meet in order where you're like, okay, this is completely ridiculous? Me personally, based off of offseason expectations coming in, based off of the money that's been tying us to Stephon Diggs this year, basically we're paying him like $30 million this year for him not to be playing for us. That's basically how it all kind of plays out right now. Me, for basement floor expectations, is making it to the AFC Championship. That is basement floor expectations based off of how Josh Allen has been playing very safe football. He's been playing very well. His hand is now healed. Right now, as we saw earlier in this stream, he currently has the 4th best offensive line for pass protection. We have 2 fantastic running backs in Ray Davis and James Cook. With Keon Coleman has been developing very nicely. Let's cross our fingers and hope he's not out for a significant amount of time. Shakir is out there absolutely balling. Still haven't seen what Amari Cooper can truly do for this team. I hope he's healthy this year where he can prove it, or this week where he can prove it. And as far as our defense, yeah, like certainly we do have some issues in stopping the run, but who's to say that that's not something that the Buffalo Bills invite because we trust our secondary. Our secondary is absolutely disgustingly good, dude. Benford right now is a top 3 corner in the NFL. He was a 6th-round pick. Same thing with Rasul Douglas. So this team has exceeded my expectations so far at 7-2. And I know that we can nitpick at this point and say, oh, damn, but this is wrong with the team. This is wrong with the team. This is wrong with the team. Speaking from all right, listen. And so I want y'all to be honest with me on this right here. Right at the beginning of the season, prior to the start of week 1, what was y'all's record prediction going into 9 weeks? 9 weeks of the NFL season, what did you have our record being? Me? And so I had us at 6-3. Right now we're at 7-2. They have exceeded my expectations so far. 7-2 has been immaculate. And I understand we had 2 games, and so which we lost, right? But things are looking good. Things are looking good. Let me know in the chat if any of you guys genuinely predicted the Buffalo Bills to be 7-2 through 9 weeks of the season. I honestly don't think a lot of you are going to say yes. We have Juan Leon. What up, dude? Thank you so much. I am new to this channel, but how do you see that Kansas City versus Buffalo before the bye week? Happy that Jefferson and Phillips are back. So, Juan, listen, I always joke around with my Kansas City Chiefs fans or friends. And so I always say, listen, so the Buffalo Bills, and they always beat you in the regular season, but y'all beat us in the playoffs. So I want the Buffalo Bills to lose that game and not show them anything. All right, just go out there with a vanilla game plan, make it competitive, but then we put out the real game plan out in the playoffs and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just joking, obviously. I'm trying to get some laughs here and there. But so when it comes down into it, I really believe this team was built to beat a team like Kansas City, right? Because like they have like a solid defense, they certainly do, but they're not physical like AFC North teams. In order for us to beat an AFC North team in the playoffs, and that's even including the Steelers, because the Steelers got really damn good. Watch out for the Steelers to potentially be Super Bowl contenders with what they ended up making, right? Especially with that other addition right to their defensive line. Like they are heavy hitters, strong physical defenses over there. In order for the Buffalo Bills to legitimately compete with an AFC North team, we are going to have to be as physical as humanly possible. All right, so that's an entirely different debate. I am far more concerned about the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals if we are going to go up against them, say, on the regular season. But the Chiefs, matchup by matchup, you look at all the matchups we've had with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have never beaten us by more than what, like 7 points, 8 points outside of the AFC Championship or outside of that first game. Past couple of games we've played the Kansas City Chiefs, it has always been decided by less than a touchdown and or a field goal. So by our DNA, we compete better with the Kansas City Chiefs than we do with the team that's more like physical. If we want to compete with the Steelers, if we want to compete with the Baltimore Ravens, if we want to compete with the Bengals, and I understand that they have some issues on defense, that's certainly for sure. We basically need to have a fully healthy team in order to match their physicality. And superhero ball and absolute MVP performance from Josh Allen going into it. I like how the Bills stack up against the Kansas City Chiefs way more than I like how they stack up against the Baltimore Ravens. It's just true, right? And the problem is being built a team to beat one team that we have never beaten when it counts, and he forgets that we have other playoff teams to beat. Oh, man, we have John Marlowe coming on in. I have the Steelers stealing the division. I mean, right now they are on top of it. And as long as they keep winning these ugly games, their defense just got better with that other edge rusher they just ended up adding from Green Bay, right? Like his numbers aren't crazy, but like I can't look of a single weakness that team has within their front seven. I can't name a single weakness that the Steelers have on defense. Stacked up, dude. Stacked up damn team. That's my problem. My prediction was 9-8. Mafia for life. See? Hey, Dan, any update on Keon? We're certainly waiting for it, dude. We did smoke the Steelers last year. We certainly did, except for they were missing TJ Watt. So something to think about. Something to think about. I still think we would have won the game last year, but I think it might have been a little closer. Hey, Dan, we are making it to the AFC Championship 100%. MK, good vibes only. Really appreciate that, man. Really like I've said, get to the playoffs and anything can happen. Go Bills. But if anyone we get 1 seed by is absolutely huge. Devontae Mott. I say we need at least to go to the AFC Championship. Then I'll be happy. And next year, when we have a whole lot more cap space, we're going to sign people in the NFL draft, get Sawyer Watson, Stewart, or Imaki. Listen, I would be thrilled with an AFC Championship appearance. And anything else would be a cherry on top. I'm trying to be as realistic as I possibly can here, boys. That's basically where we're at right now. All right, guys, where we're at right now. Oh, my God. Guys, we have 29,997 of you have subscribed to this channel. 29,997 of you have subscribed to this channel. We need 3 more subscribers Let's make this happen, guys. 182 of you are on YouTube. 160 of you are on X. As I have mentioned, all right, folks, I am giving away a signed James Cook jersey this week. In order for you to be a part of that contest or have an opportunity of winning it, you must be a subscriber to the YouTube channel. Do me a favor, guys. 3 more subscribers to get to 30,000. Let's not, oh my God, 2 more. 29,998. We need 2 more, folks. There's 341 of you watching, 180 on YouTube, 160 on X. Smash that subscribe button if you have not had an opportunity. Let's go on ahead and break 30,000 on this stream, fools. I know that we can do it. I know that we can. Oh my God, one more. Who is going to be the 30,000th subscriber? And let yourself be known in the chat. 29,999. Who is the 30,000th subscriber? Let it be known in the chat. Who is it, man? Who is it? One more. One more. There you go, baby. 30,000. 30,001. Fuck. I love you guys. Listen. Dude. Holy shit. 30,000, man. 30,000. Fuck, man. Thank you. Man. Dude, this is, oh, man. I'm all smiles right now. I am all smiles. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Shout out to everybody in here. I started this channel about 5 years ago in 2019 where I was yapping about the Buffalo Bills to the girl I was dating at the time. She didn't give a fuck. So I was at happy hour and I said, you know what? I'm going to go home and I am going to make a video about the Buffalo Bills because I have to get this out of my system. It was the year after Josh Allen's rookie year. I was hyped. I was a believer. All right. And I said that the Bills were going to make the playoffs. And damn. And then one morning I woke up and I had 1,000 subscribers. I was like, holy shit. Looks like I'm a Bills guy now. And dude, absolutely insane. And so I know half of you are here for my giveaways, but it doesn't matter. I really hope that you got in here for the giveaways, but you were like, you know what? I kind of fuck with this guy's content. I'm not going to lie to you. Fuck, man. Thank you so much. Damn. Listen, I said that 30,000 subscribers was the goal by week 10. We have smashed that goal, haven't we? We have smashed it, folks. Now, I said this, and this is going to be tough because the ultimate goal is going to be 50,000. 50,000 before the playoffs. I think we can do it. I think we can do it because absolutely insane, man. Woo! Shout out to everybody in here, man. Absolutely nuts, man. I have 30,007 of you have subscribed to the channel, man. Welcome. Welcome in. I am at a loss of words. I absolutely love each and every single one of you. You have no idea. Shout out my boy Jesse. You said before week 10, awesome job, bro. So happy for you. Jesse, I appreciate that, man. That is our 49ers contributor over at Roundtable Sports. Damn, man. Damn, dude. I am all smiles right now, friends. I am all smiles. I appreciate you. I would not have this platform without each and every single one of you guys. I want you to understand that. I would be nothing if you guys didn't tune in on a regular basis. I really wouldn't. I never thought in my wildest dreams that so many of you would enjoy watching me yap about football. But here I am. And I love each and every single one of you. Honestly, I wouldn't be anywhere without you. And I really, really appreciate that. I saw somebody come in and say, was it me? Maybe it was you, bro. Maybe it was you. I don't even know. For us losing to the Texans, even though Josh had one of the worst games ever, we almost came back last minute. Go Bills. What's up, Dan? Why didn't you make a trade for our defensive line? Why didn't we make a trade for our defensive line? Because I like to put it from this perspective. We are a Chili's 3 for me family right now. We just don't have any money. But the next best move we could have made was bringing back familiarity with the scheme. So Phillips and Jefferson are going to have to do, and they are pretty good at run defense. So solid rotational guys if we're going up against teams that have maybe a bit more of a run-heavy attack, if you will. Congrats on 30K subscribers, Dan. You are my favorite YouTuber. Josh Johnson, thank you so much. I appreciate that. The 30 burger is in motion. I need that Cook jersey. I know you do, man. Dang, Dan, you have more subscribers than the population of the city I live in, Juneau, Alaska. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Show Dan some love. Craig Ellsworth is in here. When Carter comes back, who do you think we put back in the practice squad? Funny you say that because I just so happen to have the 53-man roster right in front of us. Shout out to Sal for putting this together. Sal always has this nice little Excel sheet where we can unpack exactly what the roster looks like. We have blue as practice squad, IR is season ending, that is Burgess, and then D Delaney is season ending, and then IR eligible to return. We have Matt Milano, we have Dwayne Carter, we have Dwayne Smoot, and then Tylen Grable offensive line, who are basically right here. So let's make a count of where the team is right now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Okay, so we have 53 players on this team right now. So the question, so when it comes into it, because we have Eli Onkus on the practice squad, you have Branson Dean on the practice squad, and then Dwayne Carter is obviously on the IR. So if I had to guess, this is clearly the guy gone. Zion Laug is probably the dude gone, in my opinion. I don't think that we would get rid of Phillips or Quentin Jefferson unless, of course, they ended up having some sort of issue or they were just out there and they were absolute fucking ass. But I think Zion Logue is probably going to be the odd man out. And let me know if like y'all see anybody else on this squad, because I'm looking at it from this perspective. As we see, we only have 4 safeties on the depth chart right now. We have Rapp, Hamlin, Cole Bishop, and Cam Lewis, who's like our utility player for the most part. So maybe we elevate Seed. Maybe we elevate Kareem Jackson on certain occasions. I don't know, barring any sort of injury. But we'll see. He got $25K with a good mic, shows hard work, and being you clears all the production in the world. He got $25K without a good microphone. Shows how hard work of being you clears all production in the world. Oh, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that, dude. Absolutely. I needed the Cook jersey, Zach. Well, let me tell you what, brother. You have already entered the contest, and that's crazy. 30K. Wow. Congrats. You deserved it. Work your butt off. Khalil Shakir. Mike Edwards really demanded his way out of Buffalo just to go to the Titans. I mean, what can you do? I like our 2 moves. It's not the greatest, but at least it's familiar players for on the defense. And like I've said before, man, listen. Just look at some of the players that have thrived in a McDermott defense and have ended up going on to a different team and haven't looked the same. Phillips is one of them, right? Like he always looks great in Buffalo. Doesn't necessarily look good in any other squad he's been in. Maybe that has to do with the fact that a lot of these players are going to where an offensive-minded head coach is. Maybe not, but have to think about it. You have Jordan Phillips, Dane Jackson, who was hurt, and so I understand that. And then Dotson. Like, what have they been doing with their new teams so far? Sean McDermott gets the most out of some of these defensive players, so I'm hoping that we could just put those big bodies in when we're going up against teams. I mean, shit. Here's the one thing. We're going to be going up against Mr. Jonathan Taylor on Sunday. Maybe we are going to see a lot of Jordan Phillips and Quentin Jefferson, perhaps. I'm not even necessarily sure. Hey, Dan, I feel this is our year. Go Bills. We have MK Perez coming in. I said this before anybody else got in here. Is based off of how we have already exceeded expectations from this offseason, my basement floor expectations are making it to the AFC Championship. Like right now, we are the most productive offensive and defensive EPA team in the NFL combined, right? Obviously, when it comes into EPA from an offensive metric, have the Washington Commanders and also have the Baltimore Ravens at number 1, but we have the edge in defensive EPA. So when it comes down into that one graph I was showing you earlier on in this stream, according to advanced data, we are the most complete team in the NFL based off of performances. And we probably would have even been better if we didn't end up dropping a massive, massive L against the Baltimore Ravens. It's basically how that all kind of plays out, man. Damn, dude, 30,008 subscribers, man. Oh, love each and every single one of you. And so I got to go ahead and I got to make a thank you tweet. And you fools in here. Hold on. Oh, man, I'm so dumbfounded. I'm so dumbfounded that y'all ended up doing that. Absolutely crazy. Congrats. 30K, brother. I appreciate that, Mike McNeely. You are the absolute man. Do the Bills hand the Chiefs their first loss? If any team's going to do it, it's them. But also at the exact same time, watch out for Denver to pull off some sort of miracle. I think the Kansas City Chiefs typically drop one L to one of their divisional rivals each and every single season. So look at either the Chargers or the Broncos that end up coming out on top during one of these matchups. That really have a good opportunity. What site/app do you use to live stream? I use StreamYard, my friend. Handy dandy StreamYard. I've had quite a few people certainly recommend others, but StreamYard is my go-to. And sometimes I use OBS, but like it like makes my computer like 9 times out of 10 have an aneurysm for the most part, which is crazy. Dan loves us all. When does he sleep? Surprisingly enough. And so I'm typically in bed by like 9 p.m. by like 9 or 9:30 p.m. EST. And I wake up at 6 a.m., man. So I do get my 8 hours each and every single week. It's certainly important, or otherwise I wouldn't be able. And so to be as jubilant as I am on this stream. So when our offense is on, nobody in the league wants the playoffs, and it makes the defense so much better, feeding on our offense when they're not on the field all game. I love that. Bills beat the Chiefs. That's my Xmas gift. Let's go. I mean, Augustin, I think all of us want to see that. If we lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs, then this organization is the new 0-4. Can't have that happen. Don't put that evil on me, bro. I say Shakir is about to go off in Indy. I'm not concerned with the Indy defense. And so I'm really thinking about doing my preview stream later tonight. So I always end up having my my second stream as like a practice update. And so also with injury reports and stuff along those lines. But I'm thinking about doing my full preview of the Colts, and then also ended up throwing out that injury report. I really don't want to have to go to Pittsburgh in the playoffs, but Pittsburgh or Baltimore has to go through one of them. So I'll tell you what, right now where it stands, we're currently the second seed. As long as we end up winning the games that we're supposed to, I feel like we'll be fine. Freddie Macklin is saying, congratulations, Dan. You deserve this. Thank you so much, Freddie. I appreciate that, man. Dan, Colts place veteran center Ryan Kelly on injured reserve. That sucks because, that is really tough. We get up on Colts quickly, take Taylor out of the mix. Absolutely. Buffalo's offense position by position is every bit as explosive and dangerous as Detroit. And the advanced analytics point to it. It's not crazy how people say that. The advanced analytics have the Buffalo Bills and the Lions almost identical when it comes into rush and pass offensive EPA. Like, I'm pretty sure I showed it to you guys earlier. Still some crazy things. Bills have signed defensive tackle Quentin Jefferson and defensive tackle Jordan Phillips to the 53-man roster. No surprise after some struggles against the run. And the team now has 6 defensive tackles on the 53-man roster. Along with that, Bills have signed DT Jordan Phillips and Quentin Jefferson. He's back, man. Eat away, baby. Eat away. Cooper will cook against Indy. We have Therese. I am hoping Tyler Bass will win AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. You would assume that he would at this point. Dan, what is the news today? Kenneth, what is going on? Well, first off, big personal news. I just ended up crossing 30,000 subscribers, baby. We have 30,009 of you have subscribed to the channel. Absolutely insane. Thank you so much. And then as far as other news, my friend, we ended up signing 2 familiar faces. We ended up bringing in Jordan Phillips and Quentin Jefferson to beef up the defensive tackle room, since we have quite a few players that are on the IR and or are gone/hurt. So happy to welcome these guys back. Solid rotational guys, solid Band-Aid/insurance policies. That's just basically how it plays out. Colts defense is solid. Sam Darnold was struggling to them. Dang. Dan, did Von Miller ever get traded? Risley Bear. Unfortunately, he did not. Unfortunately, he did not. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Dom Mafia Live. I love you guys. For real. Once again, thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. I do want to remind everybody that I am doing a signed James Cook jersey giveaway. All right. Super easy to sign up. Super easy to be a part of it. James Cook signed jersey. Here we go. Just go ahead and check out that signature. This could be yours. It's all you need to do. All you need to do, folks, is be a subscriber to this YouTube channel. That's all you got to do. And make a free Pristine Auction account. Link is in bio. Make it happen. This stream is powered by BetUS, #1 sports book on the face of the planet, matching 150% of your first deposit all the way up to $2,000, 125% of your second and your third. Check it out and use code YouTube150. Shout out to my boy Corey. He's a Myrtle Beach homie. What's going on? Congrats, big dog. Thank you so much, big dog. I appreciate that. Y'all, I will be live a little later today for my second stream, 5:15 p.m. EST. I am live every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST, and then also at 5:15 p.m. EST, bringing you all of the latest Bills and NFL news across the league. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you later today, specifically on BetUS TV's The Huddle, and then, of course, my preview stream. See you soon.